So, my name is Chidi. I am Dr. Chidi. For the purposes of this discussion, I'm going to be speaking as the owner of Worship Media. Worship Media is a multimedia company. We're into film production, we're into content that stirs you into thinking. And we have been following you. We've posted a lot of the things that you have been doing around. We admire you so much. We're full of respect for you. And we really wanted to be part of what is going on. So we pleaded with the organizers and they allow us and they gave us that privilege. So I personally consider it a very big privilege to be sitting next to you. You must forgive me sometimes because I see you in so many ways. You are a leader and a highly respected person, but then you're just an ordinary young man like me. So, and when I say you are an extraordinary person, brilliant, intelligent, and I accord you the full respect of the leader of the group that you lead and for what you have achieved, I really do respect you. But why I like to see you from the perspective of a young man like me is because that inspires me and that inspires people of my generation. I like to present it that way so that they can see that there is no excuse they have in not being able to do what you are doing and even being able to do much more than what you have done. So please forgive me if I oscillate between those viewpoints of you. Let me go straight into the interview. I don't want to sound stupid because I know what you stand for. Prior to you having the run-ins that you had with the Nigerian government to the point where you were kidnapped by the Nigerian military. But why are you angry? Why are you upset?
Anybody who is, anyway, first of all, thank you very much for having me. And while I acknowledge many of the compliments that you paid me, one I have to respectfully decline is the issue that I'm a young man and not young. I'm old because I am in my early 50s. But of course, it's a very good thing as well. Where we come from, when you're older than somebody by 2 years, you say that person is a small boy, a small girl, as the case may be. It's very African.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Anybody who is unfortunate enough to have encountered Nigeria, at least from 1970, or should I say from 1966 as a matter of fact, should be very angry. My anger is wasn't generated spontaneously. It's something that came over many years and many decades of brutal oppression and repression of our people. Something that I witnessed as a child immediately after the war. How my village was turned upside down by the same Nigerian military. So the encounter in my house on the 14th of September of 2017 is nothing new. It's something that we've become accustomed to. The military coming into villages and doing whatever they like. Because in their eyes, we are a conquered people. And when you're a conquered people, you have only one avenue, which is to fight back. And in most instances, the only fuel that you need is the rage and anger you feel, not against them, but against the injustice and the system of oppression which they have come to represent. Mine is more like righteous indignation. I'm not happy about the level of repression, the level of mediocrity, the level of poverty, the level of hopelessness and also backwardness, not just in Nigeria but across the entire sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay.
And it gives me a cause for concern because some of the universities that the leaders of the civilized world attended, we're in Canada today, most of the universities that they went to, some of these African leaders went to the same schools as well. So I'm beginning to wonder, when they taught the same subjects or the same discipline, why must things be different? Why must we be so backward in Africa? Why don't we have any pride, no shame, nothing? So the source of my anger is quite numerous. It's not just one. But the silver bullet for me is Biafra. The emancipation of the people of Biafra will put to bed most of these rather negative things that we've come to associate with black people and black mentality. So mine is way deeper than what other people see. The fact that we are the lowest people in the world by virtue of every human measurement or indices. We are the lowest of the low. The poorest countries of the world are in Africa. The most repressive, backward regimes in the world are in Africa. The most politically naive people are in Africa. That gives me a cause for concern, and that is why I'm very angry.
Prior to the movement, the IPOB movement, I followed you, I went back to study you, and there was a time when you were on the streets of UK charging other Nigerians, not actually carrying the Nigerian flag. So it looked to me like, I just want to be able to understand. I saw you then trying to defend Nigeria, and at what point did it for you where you said, you know what, I am done with these people?
In defense of Nigeria wouldn't sound quite right.
Okay.
I think that most people that refer to that video or that very gathering in London, which I organized, quoted me out of context. I organized a protest in London,
okay,
that encompassed everybody who claims he or she is a Nigerian, to campaign against or to speak out against what Boko Haram was doing, against the imperialist Fulani oligarchy. Most people came because they felt aggrieved. They said they were Nigerians and they wanted to come to be part of it. I consulted far and wide, and I spoke at that very occasion as well. It wasn't intended to convey any sense of patriotism on my part towards Nigeria, not at all. We were reacting to a series of events that shouldn't have happened in the first place. In this instance, what the Boko Haram people were doing to innocent people back home, especially the Igbos that were massacred in Madala, if I'm not mistaken. So that gave birth to it. And also, it served a very useful purpose, to gauge the sincerity of Nigerians towards fighting what was obviously a menace, an evil, more or less. But as time went on, I discovered that the country was unsalvageable. They're trying to campaign for equity and justice Nigeria-wide was an exercise in futility. That narrowing things down to your own people would be a far better way of doing things rather than trying to save those who are unsavable, so to speak.
During the Python dance, you were harassed, your members were killed, you were kidnapped, nobody knew where you were, your parents were tortured, your dog was shot. Why are you still doing what you're doing? Why are you not scared? What is driving you?
As I said, it is righteous indignation. I believe that the only people that could possibly make positive and lasting impact in the lives of black people, Biafrans, no other people can do it. Only us can. in Africa. We have a divine mission, a purpose. The reason I tend to approach my belief in Biafra and what I do, or my tenacity, if you put it that way, to my reading of the promise of God on the lives of Biafran people. In other words, what we are doing is not temporal. It is spiritual. That I am the way I am is because God allowed me to be so, in order to fulfill this very purpose, in order to carry out this very mission. And that is why we are not going to stop, and that is why IPOB is virtually indestructible by man. And that is why I speak with every certainty and authority that Biafra will come, because I will never ever stop. Regardless of the obstacle, regardless of the attempt at inducement, regardless of the frustrations, regardless of the lies, there is nothing on this earth. If you bring me the sun and the moon, I won't stop until Biafra comes. Because I understand what Biafra represents. People don't. I do. That Biafra is the only singular hope for black people on this very earth. Without Biafra, there is no God. But I know there is, and that's where Biafra will come.
You sound very, very convinced in what you're saying. But let me ask you, and that's a little confusion. Has Biafra become a religion? And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you why I say this. When IPOB is conducting their evangelism, and when you are gathered, at the end of, from time to time, you say things like "Lise," and I want an explanation, because some people think, are you trying to mix? Just let me hear from you. Explain to us why you have to say "Lise" and why you seem to adopt some kind of religious rites of the Jewish faith. What is IPOB turning into? Or what is it? I just want people to understand what is going on.
IPOB is a political, social, and spiritual movement. Ise is what our ancestors used to say when they prayed. In terms of the accusation of Judaism, or should I say, the coloring of Judaism in what we do, are people that don't quite understand what it means to be a Biafran. Before the white man came, there's a place called Arochukwu.
Yeah.
In that Arochukwu, there was a temple. Our ancestors used to go there. They used to send their first, every family would send their first son to go to Arochukwu to go and study the scriptures. And at Arochukwu, we used to worship Chukwu. If you're familiar with the cultures of the Bende people, Arochukwu for instance, and Ohafia and Dabre, but there's something called Bende Wardens, I'm sure you know that. Mm-hmm. If you listen to them very well, the first person or the first entity they call is Chukwu Kikabia, even before they go into battle in those days. Because remember that Arochukwu was filled with Ibibio people that were driven out as the Igbos came. Yeah. In Arochukwu we had a temple. We worshipped only one true God. One true God. We circumcised on the 8th day after a male child is born. The only other people that does that are the Jews. Exactly. We use the names we give our children to praise Almighty God in heaven. What is your name again?
That means God is good.
Who are the only other people that praise God with the name they give their children?
I know the Jews do that.
Absolutely. Because Jesus, which is Yeshua, means Chisaba. That's what it means. Which is an Igbo name, which is a Biafran name.
So, in effect, what you're trying to say is that IPOB, or the gospel of IPOB, is a gospel of going back to what Biafrans were originally, and not really about adopting another person's religion.
Absolutely. The talent that we wear is Aquamini. It's everywhere. If you grew up in the village, you see old people wear it in those days.
Yeah.
It's there.
Eri,
that is mentioned in the Bible. There is a place called Omoyele, the children of Eri, where the Star of David was buried at the British found in 1952 and incorporated into their coin that they used in Nigeria. These things are there. They are historical facts, indelible. This idea that we should be ashamed of who we are, I find very pathetic. When a Fulani man pledges allegiance to Saudi Arabia and Islam, there is no question. But when we identify with our own people, the Jews of Israel, then there is a problem. I think there is something wrong with people that make such distinction, not us. We are on the right path. And that is why I said IPOB is indestructible, because the hand of God is in it.
Thank you. Do you see IPOB as a leading force in the restoration of?
Okay, you seem to be the only prominent person, or among the top list of prominent persons who seems to fight for the liberations of the Nigerians, like say among others like Sowere and few. Now, I want you to tell us, what do you think that the Nigerians are mixing? Specifically, let's focus on the ethnic group now, because it's like the only Biafrans are the one fighting to liberate themselves from the bad governors. What do you think that other ethnic groups are missing?
Ethnicity is irrelevant. What matters is the policies being pursued by any specific or particular government or regime, not where they come from. When people tell you nonsense about it is our turn, why don't we wait till 2023, they are only deceiving you. And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. Time and time again, I have warned you on this very matter, but some of you never ever listened. I told our Yoruba friends that this thing you're supporting, this very evil government you're supporting, when they tagged IPOB a terrorist group, you supported them. You are going to pay a very heavy price for it. Had the Yoruba journalist stood up and said, IPOB did nothing wrong, you cannot tag them a terrorist group, believe you me, by today, you will not have Fulani people occupying Yoruba forests and farmlands. Because in this life, what goes around comes around. If you support evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. The same thing happened to APC. The same thing happened to Fulani Caliphate. They brought in terrorists from all across the Sahel. They brought them into Nigeria to try to force Jonathan out of office. Now Jonathan is out of office. They are now, of course, reaping what they sowed, all of them.
I've seen tons of video recently that the Fulani are taking over the forest of the Yoruba people, like say the Yorubas. The issue now is that, what do you think that the Yorubas are mixing? Or what do you think that Yoruba did wrong that makes these Fulani to take over their forest? And what should other states do to avoid these same occurrences in the future?
That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, If you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forest, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying the same thing about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulani to take over your ancestral lands, to take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who is going to drive them away from there? If not the Yoruba youths. Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. They said they support Akeredolu. This is the governor of Ondo State. They support him in what he's doing. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. The world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you're in very serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. You people are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them.
Okay, what is the difference between the Hausas and the Fulani? Because everybody seems to see that all of them are Hausa, but the names Fulani came in not quite long ago. Like everybody knows that Fulani actually exists, but not in Nigeria. So now it seems to be more confusing. What is the difference between these two people, Hausas and Fulani, or Hausa Fulani?
Centuries ago, you have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia. They are now in Okigwe. You are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. And what is happening right now? I ask you what is happening now. Fulani have now come out to tell you we are Fulani people. Is that not what they are saying now? They are not telling you we are Fulani. No more Hausa Fulani. What does that tell you? That the Hausa race no longer exists. Do you want the same thing to happen to you? Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell. Remember before, many years ago, they told you, we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time, their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. Have they not completed it?
Let's say a lot of people are saying that, let's say, not a lot of people, allegedly, not all Igbo leaders are in support of this Biafra movement of 18, specifically those governments and majorly Wike. So what do you think about it? Like what is your plan over all this division? Like there's no unity amongst the elders, leaders who are supposed to join the movement of Biafra.
Have they not completed it? In the East, they come to the East, I will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. As soldiers of Kadu did that Lord Banta. They've taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope of them approve to us that you are our stooge. Give us land in Olo. Hope of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer in misery. But they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go.
Let's go to Vega. Let's go to Vega. Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Tear gas cannot stop us. Tear gas cannot stop us. Tear gas cannot stop us.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Sit. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's go to Vega. Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Do not tear gas us! You are right to protest! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now!
Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Tear gas cannot stop us! Tear gas cannot stop us! Tear gas cannot stop us!
Nnamdi Kanu now! Sit! Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Let's go to Vega. Nnamdi Kanu now! 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 Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Do not tear gas us! You are right to protest! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! Do not tear gas us! You are right to protest! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now!
Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Tear gas cannot stop us! Tear gas cannot stop us! Tear gas cannot stop us!
Nnamdi Kanu now! Sit! Kanu now! Nnamdi Kanu now! Let's go to Vega. Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
My application against her. Nonsense. Nonsense. Why is it when it comes to my case, they turn the law upside down? They turn the law upside down. Upside down. Upside down. The rule. Who are not educated. I am an educated man. I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it,
what the judge said was that the case file.
Listen, this is the laws of Nigeria. The prosecution and this court doesn't know the law. That is the fact.
Yes.
Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria. Poor knowledge of the law, they don't know the law. This is a federal gazetted law of Nigeria that says here that the chief judge of Nigeria cannot tell Binta Nyeko what to do. It's here. It's your law. Just obey it. That is why I do what I do. I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra by right to agitate. My right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism. Stop talking when I'm talking. Of Nigeria, chairman of board of benchers. An old man like this doesn't know the law. You don't know the law. My application against her. Nonsense. Nonsense. Why is it when it comes to my case, they turn the law upside down? They turn the law upside down. Upside down. Upside down. He did me something in my case, I accused him, he was conscious official. I asked him to recuse himself. Why did the chief judge not insist I must hear it? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, then you need to go and
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. I have a court order, you have recused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are conscious official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. A woman here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, not the kind who said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adema from my case. I did not insist Adema must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. A woman should do the right thing. A chairman of the board of benchers constitution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world such nonsense come. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're proceeding a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is a court of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must take my case. You cannot write me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal, and he's an advocate for goodness. There's an order of recusal. It's not the rule of law. The law says if you disagree with this, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Everything we tell you is the truth. Every allegation that we tender is verifiable.
Tegas cannot stop us. Tegas cannot stop us. Tegas cannot stop us.
Let's go to Vega. Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Don't tear gas us. Don't tear gas us. Don't tear gas us. Do not tear gas us. You are right to protest. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now.
Tegas cannot stop us. Tegas cannot stop us. Tegas cannot stop us.
Nnamdi Kanu now. Sit. Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's go to Vega. Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Nnamdi Kanu now.
That we utter, any statement that we make is provable. Hunger is killing our people, and very soon people are bound to protest. People are bound to rise up. I don't know if anybody saw a footage of that burning helicopter, or I don't know if people have actually acquainted themselves to the very terrible and harrowing pictures of people jumping out of the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center during the 9/11 terrorist attack. Rather than people stay there and be consumed by the fire, they left, some of them from the 100th floor of that very building, to their certain death. They knew they were going to die, but they still jumped out of the building. The same thing happened in this very clip that I saw a few days ago of people jumping out of a flaming helicopter. Rather than be burned in the helicopter, they jumped out. The same thing applies to hunger. Rather than people stay in and die of starvation, they will come out to scavenge for food. That is a human instinct, or I even say an animalistic instinct that no one can curtail. Therefore, the rulers of the Zoological Republic, those that call themselves politicians, those that reside in Asha Rock, ruling with deception, those that call themselves governors, your senators, your House of Reps, and assembly members and councillors put together, there is a ticking time bomb. Unless something is done to address the ravaging hunger in the land that you people had nearly 60 years to put in place but failed to do so, every other part of the world is well prepared. I am warning everybody this very evening that when the United Nations World Health Organization and the Bill Gates Foundation predict that there will be over 10 million people dead in Africa, perhaps not through entirely coronavirus, but due to the negligence, the duplicitousness, and the wickedness of political leaders. Maybe this very coronavirus will usher in a wave of public rebellion in Africa to put us on the same par with the rest of the world. Every part of the world where you have development today, ordinary people rose up in anger to challenge those in authority that made their lives hell. The whole world is listening, and this very evening they are listening in their drone, and we are warning them that hunger is killing people. Forget about your politicians. They will not come to save us. The more of us that die, the better for them. The more they use hunger and intimidation to strike fear in our soul so we can never rise up again to ask questions, the more they will continue to do. The more they will continue to do. But as a nation, as a people together, looking out for one another, watching out for each other, we are going to come out of this very mess with minimal loss of life, because the life of every Biafran is important. Very, very important. We don't know what a first-class hospital looks like. We don't know what a well-equipped ICU unit looks like, where there is no electricity to even power the so-called ventilators or respirators as they call them. There's no light, and very soon there'll be no petrol. So those relying on generators in hospitals to be able to even power ordinary ventilator will be disappointed, because people will die. Once you're placed on a ventilator and there is no more electricity, you die. That's the end of you. So we must be very, very careful and take extraordinary measures. Not the type that Jubil is doing in the basement of a hotel in Cuba. I'll come to that later. With a gold tap. They wash hand basin in a nightclub in the basement of a hotel in Cuba. That they're snapping and posting never video, always pictures. Always pictures, never video. And people don't ask why. The rest of the zoo, they are fighting only one enemy, which is coronavirus. But we in Biafra land, we have two enemies, two. Okay. This coronavirus and Nigerian state, should I say the Janja with the Fulani run Nigerian government. They want us dead. We are not going to allow them. Now is the time for us to gel together as one people. Demonstrate the same type of love that we used to have 60 years ago. If we don't do it, mark what is the time now, because when I say the time now is nearly, I think it's about 18 minutes to 8 p.m. in the evening. And today is the 1st of April, and I'm telling you this. If we do not follow this very clear cut guideline and directive, our land will be decimated, and we do not want. We can't allow that, because under the guise of enforcing it at home, our towns and our villages are being circled by Fulani extremists and terrorists. That is what is happening in our land that people do not know. Very, very sad indeed. People say, oh, now, somebody actually wrote to me and said, with all due respect, sir, Abakari's whereabouts should be the list of our, you see, people who don't understand. Who are the people that caused the mess that you're in? Who are the people that made it possible for you to go out to look for something to eat? They have not provided for you, and the police and the army are brutalizing and killing people for going to look for something to eat. And you just talk about the criminals who are responsible. What type of brain do you people have? I will talk about Abakari. Even those that used to have respect, they gave money to a government they know can never ever invest a dime. They take our oil, they take our gas, they impoverish us. On top of that, after struggling and working very hard to build yourself up as a man, you now give money to the same government. And you're telling me that we are normal. I'm not asking you to give money to IPOB. We're not doing anything with your stupid money. Give that money, organize people. That is Red Cross in Biafra land. We have Red Cross. Look for some people, you yourselves, you can organize doctors, you can fund a clinic, you can fund a testing center. We have millionaires all over the place. They claim 1 millionaire can fund a testing center. We can replicate what IPOB is trying to do in Aba everywhere across Biafra land. You have done something. Not to take 1 billion and give to people that hate you, people that kill you, people that take your land. We will talk about Abakari because they are liars. We're exposing them. No, we'll talk about and expose those making our life a misery, because they are liars. They are liars, and we'll keep on exposing them to let the world know that everything we say on Radio Biafra is correct. And there's a new trick they now have, a brand new trick. Once you publish a video, clear video of the brutality of Nigerian army and police, oh no, it happened in Angola. Okay, they go, Loretta on ship. She'll go and call the gang and say, oh, go to Nnamdi Kanu's page and tell them this thing happened in Ghana. Somebody will say, oh, okay, this thing is happening in front of my house in 2018. But it's a lie. It happened in the zoo. These are some of the social media tricks that these criminals play on us that you do not understand. You cannot decipher it. But of course, they're very intelligent people. If you ask them, okay, give us the date this thing happened near your house in Ghana, they can never give you. Oh, no, leave her. It's not my house. It's fake news. They're carrying fake news. It's not my house. It's in Ghana. They go and bring all, you know, they pay people. This is from the social media department in Asarok. What they do is once Vanguard publishes anything that is pro-Biafra, they go there, it's a Biafra fraud, it's a scam. And you ask them, can you tell us one person that Biafrans have scammed before? They cannot tell you. Can you tell us how agitating for freedom is a fraud? They can't tell you. When you ask them, does it mean that when Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Tafawa Balewa were fighting for the zoo to become decolonized, we are there for us? They can't answer.
For January the 18th, 2022. The trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, bordering on allegations of treasonable felony and terrorism, stalled today after he objected to the fresh charges brought against him by the federal government. The court is now expected to reconvene on Wednesday for him to take his plea. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is set to amend the direct primary clause in the controversial Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Speaker of the House, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, disclosed this in his welcome remarks today to members of the House, weeks after the President declined assent to it over the clause. Still in the nation's capital, President Muhammadu Buhari has unveiled bags of rice paddy numbering about 1 million stacked as pyramids. Considered to be one of the biggest of its kind in Africa, the pyramids that are located on the grounds of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industries are a product of the federal government's Anchor Borrowers program across states in the country. They are also expected to boost availability of the staple food in the country. On the international scene, Senegal has seized 3 containers of ammunition from a Guyana-flagged cargo ship in the port of the capital, Dakar. The rare arms haul is said to be worth an estimated $5 million. And in sports, Super Eagles legend Sunday Oliseh has named the indomitable Lions of Cameroon as genuine title contenders for the AFCON 2021. He made the comments.
Yeah, these two.
That has to do with challenging the competency of the judge and jurisdiction of the matter, the court to hear the matter, his bail application, and his application to transfer him from DSSS to Correctional Center. So these 3 applications was slated on the 18th. While we are waiting on the 18th for us to commence the business of the court, the prosecution, in order to truncate the date, serve us 15 purported amended charges on that 17th at the close of work around 4 or 5 p.m. So when we now came to court on the 18th, we now said that, my lord, we cannot proceed because Nnamdi Kanu has not even seen the amended charge for us to advise him for him to take the plea. So based on that, court now gave us today that we should discuss with Nnamdi Kanu. That was yesterday, and come today. Now we came today. So when we came today, that yesterday, after reading the charge, we discovered that the charge is empty. We discovered that the charge is a duplicate of those charges that my lord has already struck out. That was what they duplicated, split, and incorporated in the name of charge. To an extent that they said that his comment led to the killing of Gulag in Imo State. That his comment led to the destruction of Lagos by NSAS. You can see such a confused couple of charges they brought in. But be that as it may, we filed no supreme objection challenging the decision of the court. My lord, you cannot. There is nothing before you. There is no charge before you. The competency of the charge and the decision of my lord to hear the matter. So you cannot proceed to hearing. As I speak to you, they said that Nnamdi Kanu want to invade the government, want to do this thing with gun. We are expecting them to serve us the proof of service, the gun, the proof of evidence. Charge before you talk about whether there will be trial or not. Based on that, my lord saw listen with based on that, my lord saw listen with us, and I joined the matter that yes, he must first of all cannot say that he must be supposed to ascertain whether there is a charge before him. That is one. Two, having ascertained whether there is a charge before him, whether he has a jurisdiction to hear the matter before we talk about trial, that he don't want to waste his time. So he gave us 16th of February by 1 p.m. to hear the motion. After hearing the motion, he will hear the motion. That's no problem before he about his bail. Of course, you know that Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail.
Yes.
Nnamdi came with the armored car on his house on the 11th of September 2017.
Yes.
Then after viewing, they came back on the 14th. After the viewing on the 11th, they came back on the 14th and they invaded his house, killed about 28 persons. And today, High Court in Umuahia has declared that invasion not avoid, and that Nnamdi Kanu's right was violated. Awarded 1 billion naira against the SSR and federal government in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. But we are not even talking that can appeal to justice. So now that shows you that Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail. It's only a living that can stand for trial. They kept to kill him and decided to run away.
To run away.
I hear them saying for his life. And we also deposed an affidavit when he was in Israel that he's ready to come and face his trial if the court can guarantee his safety. Now those motions are still pending before the court, only for them to kidnap him in Kenya, abducted him and brought him into this country. So that is where we are today.
Okay, so, thank you.
For me to let me to add,
tell us,
what happened outside. Sowere came in solidarity for Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes. Okay.
And
I'm sorry, sir. Please, can you tell us your name?
My name is Sonny Anyanwu.
Go ahead.
I'm one of the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
Sowere came in solidarity, as usual. He normally comes. This is not the first time or second time. Now, one of the security men on Mufti move out his dagger to that guy to kill Sowere. The supporters of Nnamdi Kanu rushed and rescued Sowere. Sowere, you all know Sowere, is a popular figure.
Yes, the founder of Sahara Reporters.
Of course, and one of the presidential candidates before. So they rescued Sowere and put him in a moving vehicle for him to move. Sowere now, as I speak to you, like Sowere, life has been spared by God. The same security men, army, police, immigration, civil defense, started shooting at the supporters of Nnamdi Kanu, and they shot 2 persons on the leg with tear gas. All of us I'm just recovering from the tear gas. I don't know what is happening in this country. We don't know. The court day and day is vindicating Nnamdi Kanu, just like the one they did in the Federal High Court in Umuahia. So I don't know what is happening. All what we're trying to say is this: if you feel that Nnamdi Kanu has committed an offense, try him fairly, using the instrumentality of the law, the Nigerian law we have. Try him fairly. If at the end you find him guilty, punish him. If not, then give him every opportunity to defend himself. Nnamdi Kanu is entitled to supporters, and these supporters that came, they are not armed, chanting songs, and they're far away from the court. Far away from the court. So the court cannot even hear what the song they are singing. I don't know what is happening. We should be told what is happening in this country. What has the Aniboman done? So that's our problem.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your audience.
Okay.
For your audience. Okay. We really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
We have come for today. What updates? Let's go. The court again. Please, the person reporting. It's Obinwannem for uplift viewers. Please stay tuned. We just grant an interview to one of IPOP lawyer, Maxwell Okpara, and others. So we are heading aside to see what is happening.
We did not elect the chief of staff. We did not elect the joint chiefs. We did not elect the national security advisor. We elected the government of APC in 2015 and re-elected them in 2019. The reason why we re-elected them was that they continued to tell us that because they had the key to security, and the whole Nigeria voted them in 2015, and I agree with that. And I'm saying, Mr. President, when you want to deal with a matter, you go to the head. So we will go to the government and ask this government to resign because they can no longer do anything in this country. Mr. President, in conclusion, yes, Nigerians voted a government into power. And that government even said, if we don't perform, stone us. We are going with the stones to stone them now because they are no longer. Mr. President, because we have to get to the root of this matter, I can only say one thing. Those who live by propaganda will die by propaganda. We did not elect the chief of staff. We did not elect the joint chiefs. We did not elect the national security advisor. We elected the government of APC in 2015 and re-elected them in 2019. The reason why we re-elected them was that they continued to tell us that because they had the key to security, and the whole Nigeria voted them in 2015, and I agree with that. And I'm saying, Mr. President, when you want to deal with a matter, you go to the head. So we will go to the government and ask this government to resign because they can no longer do anything in this country. Mr. President, in conclusion, yes, Nigerians voted a government into power. And that government even said, if we don't perform, stone us. We are going with the stones to stone them now because they are no longer. Mr. President, because we have to get to the root of this matter, I can only say one thing.
Okay. I was saying that with regard to the Nnamdi Kanu, that we're still in court and that we appealed and that the appeal is subsisting and that we are still going through the appeal process.
Okay.
And we appealed because the terms of the bail were varied, and we said that a bail bond is like a contract. If you change the terms of the contract, then you need to let the opposing party know, to be sure that he is aware of that before, and that is, so maybe it will also be a landmark case in terms of bail.
Nigeria. Now, let me summarize. If I'm wrong, let me know what you think about the Biafran movement as of today. You think that there are so many of them? You think that energy is being not being channeled in one direction? What do you want to see from that movement? Do you want it to continue? Do you want it to join the other Igbo movement? What is your take?
Well, what I think is that there should be a meeting of minds between them, because we have, the Biafran, what is it called now, who said that they are the original ones before Nnamdi Kanu went. I was part of them. Then he went. I think they should come together. I think that having different groups dissipates a lot of energy, I think. I read, of course, that there's a move by people to bring everyone together. But like I said, as much as we are looking to an utopia of Biafra, let us also look inwards and make our homeland great today.
Now, talking about doing that, we have governors in the Southeast. People say that you are very Good. Talking about the plight of Igbo people in the hands of the federal government. But it seems like you are silent on the plight of Igbo people in the hands of Igbo governors. They give examples.
Yes, I've heard it. People have told me.
Okay, good. I'm happy that they told you. So they give example with your home state.
People have told me that, I can, for the purpose of this interview, say that what I do is I do what our people also counsel in our local idiom. Na-echụpụcha egbe, then ga-ebiazi sị nwa ọkụkọ ma ọ mara otu ọ ga-eji na-aga ije. Because na-egbe bi buru ya na ihe dị mkpa ka egbe ụzọ chụpụ egbe. We have an existential problem coming from the federal government, giving us so much problem. And I think that if you're firing that side and then you're also firing locally and all that, you just waste so much bullets. We know that internally we're not having it very rough. But what I try to do is not to expose our, let's say, differences so much in the public. The reason is also simple too. If you do it, then those people outside will use that to now say to you, what are you complaining about? After all, you are just telling us that this man is not also doing well. And so, for example, I mean, there's some young man, I don't know him, they just said, oh, that they incarcerated him, that it was the Abia state government pushing him and all that, some Emperor Bona. And I went to see the DSS director and said, I need to know why this guy is being kept here. And they said all manners of things. I said, okay, if you think that he has committed an offense against the state and all that, so charge him to court. And he said to me, oh yes, that they already made plans and that the Attorney General's office is charging him to court. And I said, fine, I'm going to be overwatching you to make sure that you charge him to court so that the court will decide whether he should be given bail or not. So those are the kind of interventions I do, but we don't like to, when you're doing those kind of interventions, go on to be telling everybody, oh, I'm doing A, B, or C. You know, there was a time too that there was so much problem about the death and all that in our bar and everywhere. And I was so angry, and everybody was telling me, oh, you represent that, but I had to go to the governor direct. And I said, we're so disappointed in you. Why are you doing this? And he said, oh, sorry, we're doing A, B, C, D. We're bringing out the trucks. We're doing this and that. We're going to change the format and all that. That's the kind of thing that I would do. I will not formally come out to attack any Igbo governor. I wouldn't do that.
We are one of the countries under the red alert list. And so it hasn't worked. The concoction hasn't worked. The 36 state structure that we have today, Ofodile argues very forcefully that this current 36 structure is contrary to the instruments of surrender of Biafra, that there are 3 conditions that they agreed on the instruments of surrender. One of which was that the Biafrans said, we accept the current structure, which then was a 12-state structure. And that B or C of it was that any future change must bring all Nigerians on the table to agree. And that these were the things they signed at the instrument of surrender, but that the military unilaterally subsequently changed the structure without then the participation of the other side. And he argues that this is against the instrument of the surrender, and that no wonder the Southeast has been marginalized out of it, 5 states out of the others having 6 and 7, as the case may be. Now there is the issue of unitary fiscal federalism instead of the 1963 Republican Constitution on fiscal federalism. There is the expansive exclusive list and having overpowerful Abuja. The development process is a trickle down from Abuja to the rest instead of a bottom-up economic and development arrangement. The census and revenue allocation that disadvantages the Southeast, we are one of the countries under the red alert list. And so it hasn't worked. The concoction hasn't worked. The 36 structure, state structure that we have today, Ofodile argues very forcefully that this current 36 structure is contrary to the instruments of surrender of Biafra, that there are three conditions that they agreed on the instruments of surrender, one of which was that the Biafrans accepted, said, we accept the current structure, which then was a 12-state structure. And that B or C of it was that any future change must bring all Nigerians on the table to agree. And that these were the things they signed at the instrument of surrender, but that the military unilaterally subsequently changed the structure without then the participation of the other side. And he argues that this is against the instrument of the surrender, and that no wonder the Southeast has been marginalized out of it, 5 states out of the others having 6 and 7, as the case may be. Now there is the issue of unitary fiscal federalism instead of the 1963 Republican Constitution on fiscal federalism. There is the expansive exclusive list and having overpowerful Abuja. The development process is a trickle down from Abuja to the rest instead of a bottom-up economic and development arrangement. The census and revenue allocation that disadvantages the Southeast, we are one of the countries under the red alert list. And so it hasn't worked. The concoction hasn't worked. The 36 structure, state structure that we have today, Ofodile argues very forcefully that this current 36 structure is contrary to the instruments of surrender of Biafra, that there are 3 conditions that they agreed on the instruments of surrender, one of which was that the Biafrans accepted, said, we accept the current structure, which then was a 12-state structure. And that B or C of it was that any future change must bring all Nigerians on the table to agree. And that these were the things they signed at the instrument of surrender, but that the military unilaterally subsequently changed the structure without then the participation of the other side. And he argues that this is against the instrument of the surrender, and that no wonder the Southeast has been marginalized out of it, 5 states out of the others having 6 and 7, as the case may be. Now there is the issue of unitary fiscal federalism instead of the 1963 Republican Constitution on fiscal federalism. There is the expansive exclusive list and having overpowerful Abuja. The development process is a trickle down from Abuja to the rest instead of a bottom-up economic and development arrangement. The census and revenue allocation that disadvantages this, we are one of the countries under the red alert list. And so it hasn't worked.
come to jail, they're supposed to be following us. They're supposed to be in front, so I can sit at the back of the Helios. They are not here. Masha, they are to tackle. Yes. Sushan, wait. Masha, wait. Let me get. Where is this place? Where exactly is tackle? Tackle. It's too high, it's too high, it's too high, it's too high.
I did live. We don't tackle just in front of NJ Secretariat. In front of NJ Secretariat. I did live. Bring on the Canuna. Bring on the Canuna. Can never be defeated. A people united 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 can never be defeated. Small, don't rush, small. Can never be defeated.
It's too high. It's too high. It's too high.
Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Okay. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Sorry. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. Hold on, right? Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Do it now. Stop. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Now, we need to do it now. Tripod. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Nigerian people. Let's complain. I'm just taking you straight. Please. We are determined today to see that Nnamdi Kanu is free. And we started as early as 7 a.m. But it is customary with our security forces. They attacked us unprovoked. And we decided that we will relocate to other parts of the city. And we are in Utako, and we will go around this city today until the city is shut down.
Exactly.
Or if you Nnamdi Kanu, instead of using the soldiers and our police to fight terrorism, at Sabisa, in Zamfara, Katsina, in Benue, in Plateau, and other places, they are using them on defenseless protesters. Please, you are aware that we close today as Nnamdi Kanu now rally. But we also tell Nigerians that today is one of the darkest days in the history of Nigeria. NSAS protest 2020 is 5 years today. So we are going to take a minute silence to recognize the heroes who were killed at the Lekki toll gate for NSAS. Can you take a minute silence?
Can we pull back?
Silence, please.
Can we pull back? Let's have more.
May their souls continue to pursue their oppressors. Not a tribal issue. It is not a religious issue. It is not a sentimental issue. It is a social justice issue for us. We are not here as Igbos, Yorubas, or Hausas. In fact, if you look around very well, there are a lot of Igbos, there are a lot of Hausas and Yorubas. All united to ensure that our brother is brought back home. That is to end the sham trial that is going on at the Federal High Court. If they don't do that, they will get more. And they know that a lot of Nigerians are sitting with anger. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu alone. There's hunger, there's starvation in this country. There's political oppression. There's a lot of corruption going on under the Tinubu. So very soon, this crowd you see that is bigger than that of Nepal. Let the people be moving. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 The people united can never be defeated. 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 Nnamdi Kanu now. Free 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 Nnamdi Kanu now. A people united can never be defeated. 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 Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 What do we want? Free Nnamdi Kanu now. What are you saying? Free Nnamdi Kanu now. We cannot hear you. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What are we saying?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Let's speak on it.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What are we saying?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What are we saying?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What are we saying?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Anyways, so the Igalas and part of the Kogi state, right? The geographical makeup of Biafra. as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want. So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course. Yes.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically,
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So the Igalas and part of the Kogi,
yes.
Kogi State, right? Yeah. The geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want. So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
Jonathan gave you money to build road from Enugu to Onitsha, from Enugu to Iguacha, and you pocketed the money and shared it with your friends. Because sometimes I blame the zoo, I blame Nigeria, but we know that the real problem is the quality, or should I say, the criminals that we produced or that rig themselves into political office. Ask them, how many times did Jonathan award the road of Iguacha to Enugu? How many times? Did Jonathan not pay them this money? I have asked them before, rather than writing rubbish as a rented petition writer, I want people to rise up one day and ask all these idiots that you're seeing, because I said the truth about EKE OKU. That I think rubbish. Where is the money that was given to you to build Enugu to Iguacha Express Road? Where is the money? We are busy blaming Zoo, blaming Janjaweed. Of course, they are supposed to be blamed because of what they're doing to us. But the little money that was given to build Enugu to Onitsha Express Road, where is the money? Who took it? The money that was awarded to build Owerri to Omoyele, where is the money? Who ate it? And when we say that those people should be stoned, people start to talk rubbish, because they have the mentality of Allah.
A people united can never be defeated. A people united. No, now. Freedom and the Kanu. Freedom and the Kanu. Freedom and the Kanu. Freedom and the Kanu. What are you saying? Free my freedom, Nandikanu. Freedom, Nandikanu. Freedom, Nandikanu. Come and join, justice, come and join, come and join.
exist in the realm of social media. One or two of them with their multiple fake accounts. Sponsored by politicians that took our own money. Jonathan gave you money to build road from Enugu to Onitsha, from Enugu to Iguacha, and you pocketed the money and shared it with your friends. Because sometimes I blame the zoo, I blame Nigeria, but we know that the real problem is the quality, or should I say, the criminals that we produced or that rig themselves into political office. Ask them, how many times did Jonathan award the road of Iguacha to Enugu? How many times? Did Jonathan not pay them this money? I have asked them before, rather than writing rubbish as a rented petition writer, I want people to rise up one day and ask all these idiots that you're seeing, because I said the truth about EKE OKU. That writing rubbish. Where is the money that was given to you to build Enugu to Iguacha Express Road? We are the money. We are blaming Janjaweed. Of course, they are supposed to be blamed because of what they're doing to us. But the little money that was given to build Enugu to Onitsha Express Road, the money, who took it? The money that was awarded to build.
No. Guys, I'm by Samasu Opera Secretary. I was the one covering all this before they start shooting at us. It was just a peaceful protest. But now they are shooting at us. I don't know where is everybody. I don't know where is everybody. I just need to. So for a year, I'll stay. It was just a peaceful protest. I need to. No, they shoot at us, so the truth takers. Man. Man. I don't even know. I need to hold on first. Because I think they're still there. Sir, how far? Come on. You didn't follow us? You didn't follow us? You did here? Come on. They're shooting at us, so take us everywhere. Come on, even my boss, everybody is just looking for where to hide. Man. No, they are everywhere. They are everywhere. Shit. Come. Alpha. Road there for this side. Road there for this side. Road there for you. Huh? Road near there. I want to try check what thing that happen for there. I think I need to end this life. So pretend as if I'm not. go. Fuck. I have to buy my shoe.
Jonathan gave you money to build road from Enugu to Onitsha, from Enugu to Iguacha, and you pocketed the money and shared it with your friends. Because sometimes I blame the zoo, I blame Nigeria, but we know that the real problem is the politics, I say, the criminals that produced or lead themselves into political office. Ask them, how many times did Jonathan award the road of Iguacha to Enugu? How many times? Did Jonathan not pay them this money? I have asked them before, rather than writing rubbish as a rented petition writer, I want people to rise up one day and ask all these idiots that you're seeing. I said the truth about EKE OKU. They're writing rubbish. Where is the money that was given to you to build Enugu to Iguacha Express Road? Where is the money? We are busy blaming Zoo, blaming Janjaweed. Of course, they are supposed to be blamed because of what they're doing to us. But the little money that was given to build Enugu to Onitsha Express Road, where is the money? Who took it? The money that was awarded to build Owerri to Omoyele, where is the money? Who ate it? And when we say that those people should be stoned, people start to talk rubbish. Because they have the mentality of Alamajiri, of Frank Adede. Because the blood in them says that when somebody is oppressing you, you must serve that person. You must even be more loyal to that person. That is what they are doing. They may answer a Biafran name, they may answer an Igbo name, but for goodness sake, they are not part of us. The saboteurs, including, until our people turn their, don't blame the Fulani, blame the saboteurs within you, blame those that go to Abuja to collect money for one Nigeria, blame those that come on television to say, oh, we support one Nigeria, go and vote. They are the ones to blame, not the Fulani. Of course, nature abhors vacuum. We are living in Lagos, we are living in London, we are living in Paris, we are living in München, we are living in New York, we are in Chicago. Somebody has to occupy the village. And the Fulanis have decided to occupy it, to take it over, to rape and to kill us in the process. That's how life works. You can't abandon your village, you're living in Lagos, you're living in Abuja. People will come to take it now. That's how life is. And that's what they're doing. And you talked about people who are, these are people that, you know, their fathers are coming back to invade us. Most of their fathers or themselves were born by Janjaweed during the war. I keep saying this all the time. There was so much hunger in the land, so much hunger in the land, that some women sadly gave themselves away. We know those today who have made it politically or have turned out to be millionaires. Immediately, some of them, even during the war, they were their daughters and their wives to Janjaweed. You know why? Macaulay Road. So Janjaweed can sleep with their water to give them food, and after the war, give them contract. Most of the millionaires that came out after the war, of them were those that compromised themselves, that gave their daughters or their wives to Janjaweed, because before then, A Janjaweed can never ever touch a Biafran woman. Never. When they go to the market and they brush beside the fan, they go back and they do rank and they do that in their homes. Ask them in Kano, ask them in Kaduna, in Zaria, ask them in Sokoto. When a Janjaweed, and imagine when they go to the market in those days, you see all these people, Tanko Yakasai, all these Anga Abdullahi. When they were young, if they brush, I mean, as you're walking on the street, you brush past an Igbo woman. You see this Anga, they go back home and they celebrate, they have a party. They ask them, why are you killing ram and goat? They say, because today in the market, my body touched that of an Igbo woman. Go and ask anybody in the north, they will tell you. But we cheapened ourselves immediately after the war. They gave birth to rubbish. They gave birth to nonsense. Pure garbage. And those garbage begat even more rubbish. They are the idiots, you see. Writing junk. And we know where they come from. Isn't it very ironic? They always come from a particular place. And where they come from during the war, there was no war there. Fulani was ruling them. Impregnating their women, they gave birth to rubbish. That is why there will be a compulsory DNA test in Biafra land. A compulsory DNA test. We want to know who fathered us. Those are the idiots that you see. And they are not even in the minority. They don't exist. They only exist in the realm of social media. One or two of them with their multiple fake accounts. Sponsored by politicians that took our own money. Jonathan gave you money to build road from Enugu to Onitsha, from Enugu to Iguacha, and you pocketed the money and shared it with your friends. Because sometimes I blame the zoo, I blame Nigeria, but we know that the real problem is the quality, or should I say, the criminals that we produced or that rig themselves to go office. Ask them, how many times did Jonathan award the road of Iguacha to Enugu? How many times? Did Jonathan not pay them this money? I have asked them before, rather than writing rubbish as a rented petition writer. I want people to rise up one day and ask all these idiots that you're seeing, because I said the truth about EKE OKU, they're writing rubbish. Where is the money that was given to you to build Enugu to Iguacha Express Road? Where is the money? We are busy blaming Zoo, blaming Janjaweed. Of course, they are supposed to be blamed because of what they're doing to us. But the little money that was given to build Enugu to Onitsha Express Road, where is the money? Who took it? The money that was awarded.
Some countries, Nigerians are treated as monkeys. One of the richest oil producing country in the whole universe. That chain that is holding Nigeria will break in this night in Jesus' name. If we must be one Nigeria, let it be one Nigeria. If we cannot be one Nigeria, let us divide. Oh! I repeat it so that when they begin to misquote me, catch me right. Those who are coming to arrest, get ready to be arrested too by the heavenly powers. If we have to be one Nigeria, let it be one Nigeria. But if we cannot be one Nigeria, let us divide. If it is divided, some Igbo people will like to be Hausa. Of course, you know that. So everybody should go to where he wants to go to. There are some Igbo people who have no hut in their father's house here, but they have 10-story buildings in Abuja, in Lagos. Have you ever seen any upstate built by an Hausa man in Igbo land? One Nigeria. Not even a hut. What is happening? Let us tell ourselves the truth. In some countries, Nigerians are treated as monkeys. One of the richest oil producing country in the whole universe. That chain that is holding Nigeria will break in this night in Jesus' name. If we must be one Nigeria, let it be one Nigeria. If we cannot be one Nigeria, let us divide. Ho-ha! I repeat it so that when they begin to misquote me, catch me right. Those who are coming to arrest, get ready to be arrested too by the heavenly powers. If we have to be one Nigeria, let it be one Nigeria. But if we cannot be one Nigeria, let us divide. If it is divided, some Igbo people would like to be Hausa. Of course, you know that. So everybody should go to where he wants to go to. There are some Igbo people who have no hut in their father's house here, but they have 10-story buildings in Abuja, in Lagos. Have you ever seen any upstate built by an Hausa man in Igbo land? One Nigeria. You're not even a hut. What is happening? Let us tell ourselves the truth.
Hello. The indigenous people of Biafra has ordered the arrest of Monday sit-at-home enforcers in the southeast. I'm reading from their WhatsApp publication. No more sit-at-home on Mondays. We would expect that from tomorrow, people should go to markets, people should go to school, people should go to churches, people should open their stores. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra the hero, Nnamdi Kanu, is expressing sympathy and empathy with the Southeast people over what they are passing through. He has expressed that he came to know that the Igbos are suffering because of him. And he would not wish that suffering to continue. Therefore, nobody should stop anybody from going to his or her businesses any Monday. All of us should keep praying for his release and work towards his freedom. Because if he dies inside that place, it will cause more trouble. He will die as a martyr. If he comes out, he will come out as a hero. We don't want him to die. Because it is not Nnamdi Kanu's issue. It is the issue that concerns the people that are suffering. Nnamdi is not asking the government to do anything for him. He's speaking for the Igbo people. And we that are affected, and he's speaking on their behalf, should do anything possible to see that it is well with him. And many we are saying that they saw me at Abuja some days ago. Yes. My own is if I'm with you, I'm with you. If I'm not with you, nobody can make me to be with you. So, I'm not here to tell you why I was at Abuja. But whatever will help my people to be emancipated, I will do that. Whatever I will help to see that there's an authentic manifestation of Salus Animarum, salvation of souls, I must do it. Because I'm a soul saver. So, I know that those who are enforcing the sit at home did it to make people feel that the leader is arrested. But the arrest is affecting everybody. There are people that must eat if they must go out. If they don't go out to sell their little vegetable, that day they will not eat. There are people, if they tap and wine, if they don't go out to sell it, and they, from there buy crayfish and buy rice and gari, that day the family will not eat. There are people that if they don't go out that day to push barrow, they will not eat. There are people that are beggars. If people don't come out that day to dash them money, they are in trouble. There are many people that have died because on Mondays, nobody will take them to any hospital. So the danger of sit at home is becoming a problem instead of a solution. So I am blessing the IPOB leaders wherever they are. It shall be well with them. And some people who may not be aware of this information may want to enforce it. So, and they said, as I will read now, that the only day the sit at home will be done is when Nnamdi is taken to the court. But the information will be communicated to the people of God. So it's not every day Monday sit at home as a culture. Because our people have stopped going to schools. On Mondays, those who worship God on Saturdays, because people have started working on Saturdays and going to school on Saturdays. The Sabbath people are suffering it now. Before you know it, businesses that used to do on or function on Saturdays, because their Saturday, or rather the Monday is taken, they will now replace it with Sunday. Before you know it, both Saturday and Sunday will be jeopardized. And the faith of the church will suffer. So anybody saying that Farambaka is putting his mouth should be careful. Somebody must stand out for people. I mean, somebody must stand out for the people. So if you are the type that will be silent when things are going wrong, no trouble. I don't preach against you. But don't speak against what I'm doing. You are not my God. You didn't create me. You don't know why I'm here on earth. I have a call. So, if the church will not save the situation and save the people, I don't know what else the church is for. And everybody is not gifted alike. So if you are the hand, do what the hand can do. If you are the leg, do what the leg can do. If you are the eyes, do what the eyes can do. So if you are the eyes, don't force the leg to begin to see with you. Please do your own and leave me. At the end, salvation of soul to the glory of God is the ultimate of everything. Because when the lives of our people are messed up, because the priests want to keep quiet, all of us will suffer. If the people of God are suffering, we are suffering. If they can't go to work anymore, the church will suffer it. What else is the church apart from the people of God? It's not the structure we are seeing. You are the church. So your conditions should affect us. And whoever can do anything to see that your situation is taken care of, the person should do it. That your bondages are released, the person should do it. We are bondage breakers. So I'm with you, my people. So, the publication, the indigenous people of Biafra has ordered the arrest of Monday sit-down enforcers in the southeast. The media and publicity secretary of secessionist group, Emma Powerful, gave the directive on Thursday in a statement made available on our correspondent in Oka, Anambra State. All these things are in the WhatsApp, so you can read.
This is my message to the world from my broken soul. We keep walking down the road, they killed our mothers, fathers and our sons. We are light, we are the lights of the world. We come from the land of the rising sun. Every single day we keep rising up. No matter what they do, we are never giving up. This is my message to the world. Embrace Biafra. Embrace redemption. We shall win in the end. This is my message to the world. Embrace our freedom. Embrace our victory. We shall win in the end. We are stars, we are the greatest stars. No matter where we go, we rise to the sky. All around the world, we see greatness in the sight. Every day and night, we struggle for our lives. We are one, we are the chosen ones. EKE is the one to give us victory. Bring us back to the land flowing with big honey. Breaking all the chains and pain of slavery.
Hey! Hey!
Okay, listen to me very well. I will say what you will not like. Listen, I will say what you will not like. Listen, all of us, all of you here supported us to be here. Is that not correct? I took oath to protect life and property. Is that not correct? Every river's man's or woman's blood matter to me. Hold on. What we find in this country, nobody wants to say the truth. I will tell you the truth. Hold on. If you came here to think that I will say what you want me to say, I will say so. I will say what I know that is the truth. River State is one of the states in this country. Do you understand that? And when we raise an alarm, listen, when we raise an alarm in this country, nobody wants to listen. But when it happens in another place, you want me to listen. I will not do that. I will not do it. Now hold on. No, hold on. All of you, no governor in this country, not one, can say they have challenged SARS like River State government did.
government's approach lead to further violence. Yvette McCullough, The Newsmakers.
Okay, to discuss this, I'm joined now by Garba Shehu. He's the spokesman for Muhammadu Buhari, the Nigerian president. Thank you very much for joining us. Thousands of troops have been deployed to the southeast. Do you need them?
The deployment of the troops to the southeast is part of a regular military exercise. There is no extraordinary plan to deploy troops. These exercises are being carried out in each of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. And so therefore, there's nothing extraordinary about this one.
When people look at the tension that emerged last month on the 50th anniversary of the start of the Biafra War that killed more than 1 million people, when they look at the tension, when they see the people out on the streets, and they see EPOB labeled a terrorist group, and they see a crackdown on them, they match the two. They see the troop deployment with all of that, and they see the government as fearing that this is going to flare up, therefore you want to put a lid on it. Do you accept and understand why people connect the two?
Well, people are entitled to their opinions. However, this military exercise was in our national budget. It was appropriated for more than a year ago. It was written into the national budget. When it was planned for, there was no anticipation that there would be this sort of disturbance by IPOB. IPOB has rightfully been declared a terrorist organization by the Nigerian government. It is engaged in terror activities, illegal taxation, use of weapons against the armed forces and the police, and attack on the national institutions. So therefore, they have been declared a terrorist organization because they have clearly indicated their territorial ambitions, that they want to capture not only the states that are politically, ethnically contiguous to them, but even states that are neighboring, those states. Somebody had to act.
So let's just put aside those who might have attacked the police and look more generally at some of the grievances of some of the people there. They feel, as ethnic Igbos, they feel discriminated against as people in their own state. They say there's no development. They say no money goes to the region. They say that President Buhari has appointed Muslims into senior positions at their expense. How do you address those grievances?
Anyone who is knowledgeable of the facts on the ground will dismiss those claims as being mere propaganda designed to just deceive people who don't have the facts. The Constitution of Nigeria has guarantees for the protection of each ethnic and geographical entity. For instance, our Constitution says there must be a federal minister in the cabinet from each of the 36 states of the Federation. Each of the 5 states in that zone not only has a minister each, 4 of the 5 have senior cabinet ministers. In the case of the president, even his own state is represented in the cabinet by a junior minister. So all this talk about discrimination is politically motivated in order to black paint the government of President Muhammadu Buhari.
Let me give you the president's words himself, and you would know these words. You're his spokesman. He said, naturally, the constituencies that gave me 97% of the vote can, in all honesty, be treated in the same way as constituencies that gave me 5%. I think this is a political reality. So with that in mind, can you understand why these people feel as if they're being punished for not voting for Buhari?
I was present in the hall in the United States in Washington where this statement. This was extrapolated out of the context. He said, usually, normally, in the norm of politics, if they give you 95%, you expect to give this kind of support. But he said, in my own case, I'm going to abide by the Constitution to ensure that nobody is left out. Please, it has to be taken in its full context.
Do you consider Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of this IPOB group, a terrorist, or can you talk to him at least?
The laws of Nigeria are very clear about that. A court of Nigeria has determined that already. So I have no personal opinion on the matter.
But the more the government cracks down on him and his group, the more people seem to rally around him based on ethnicity and based on identity.